Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of the Buko Boys.
We're so happy to be back.
Hey, everybody.
Awesome. Yeah, thanks for listening and tuning in or watching another episode.
So, we forgot to record last week. We kind of ran out of time.
We did. So Beaker, our friend, good old friend Beaker, came a little early to do our other podcast, the EVP podcast, and we just kind of ran out of time. So, feel free to tune in and subscribe to the EVP podcast, guys, with us and Beaker.
Because that one we stayed up to date for sure.
Yes, and the last episode we did on, which we talked about here at Raventhorn Manor, but if you haven't listened to that episode with us, go to the EVP podcast. It's the most recent episode, or it will be one of the two most recent. And we actually have some pretty cool EVPs on there, so if you're interested in the paranormal,
So check it out.
It's fun.
Of course you are interested in the paranormal. You're listening to us.
What else has been going on with us?
Yeah, what else have we been doing? Just been working and what the hell else have we been doing?
Being dads.
Yeah, doing dad stuff.
Doing brother stuff. We're going to do activities.
That's right. We got some other activities coming up soon.
What do we got coming up?
The Dough Show.
The Dough Show coming back May of 2021. It's been postponed. Obviously, everything's been postponed in 2020, it feels like.
Been a couple years. So
yeah, it was 2019.
they did the first one, and then last year, of course, they couldn't get any get-togethers. So
But now it's going to be, it seems like it's going to be outdoors, I think, this
it's
year.
going to be in Lehigh at the Thanksgiving Point place.
Right.
And they sold out. They sold out quick.
In, I think, the first day they were sold out. But the VIP and the first general admission were sold out in the first hour.
I think I would like to say we helped increase those ticket sales with
I
our
like to think so.
output of marketing for them that we did.
I like to think so.
So, and then sharing all those things on Facebook and Instagram.
Exactly.
Got all our friends into it.
Now, if you're new to what we're talking about, Brian and Heather Carr, local here in Utah, they put together what they call the Dough Show, where it's a lot of local, primarily donuts, but not necessarily. Where they're gonna come, bring samples. You go in, you get to try samples from different donut makers and other pastries from all across the state,
And then vote.
And you get to vote on who you think your favorite is, and then there's judges who vote on their favorite. So there's a judges winner and a voters winner. I guess I don't know, the people's winner. I don't know what you call it, but anyways, it's gonna be. It was so fun last time. Now we're pros because this will be our second one, 2 out of 2. So we're pros now.
Yeah,
and we know what to do. We know what
We
we're
could
doing.
have had a good system on our first time. Our first ever Dough Show, and I think we had a good system down.
The secret is don't eat too much of each place.
The secret is to just try a bite.
Yes, because we started off the wrong
Eating
path.
the whole thing.
Like, wait a minute, we gotta pace ourselves.
Yeah, I got a whole donut out of there. This is so good. And then after
You basically leave with a swag bag of donuts and other goodies.
yeah, there was a lot of buy one get one free coupons or free coupons like to come in and get one for free just to show up. There was a lot of and then there was like a whole other section of like things that weren't donuts.
Yep.
And I think this year is just gonna be so much bigger.
It'll be so much bigger. A lot of other things. Some things are for VIP only, which of course the Buko Boys are VIP. So no surprise there.
No
So we
surprise.
get special treatment. extra goodies. It's gonna be a blast.
I can't wait for this one.
So if you don't make it this year, because they might find some extra tickets, so follow them, Utah Dough Show. Follow them on Instagram and Facebook. They might find extra tickets until then. I think they will find some extra tickets available. So follow them so you know about it. But then make sure you follow them so you get on to next year's Dough Show.
If you don't make it, I'll give you some of my coupons. Swag, man.
So that's what we're up to. What else?
Just loving my car more and more.
You loving your car?
Yeah,
Your
just
Tesla?
Just
Tell me
love
what
my
you got.
car. My Model 3 Tesla.
What
Love
you,
it.
What have you been doing to it? Anything else?
I tinted the windshield. I put a spoiler on it, and I got that vanity plate.
You did get a vanity plate.
Yeah, because I'm a little prissy little bitch now. Never.
I'm actually looking into getting a plate on my motorcycle. But, so, all right, if you know me from back in the days, some of you will remember I drove an Xterra, and it had custom plates of DVO. When I sold that, I didn't reclaim it, someone else got it.
Who the hell?
I don't know. Somebody took a picture and sent it to me one time, so I know it's out there. Someone sent a picture and said, oh, look at this. I'm like, oh, how funny. And then I'm like, wait a minute, I can't use that again now, can I?
Nope.
So, I want to see if I can put it on my motorcycle. Because it's, I don't know if they're like, no, it counts. Just because it's a vehicle on the road. Or like, oh, one's a motorcycle, one's car. So, I don't know if I can. I want to look into it.
Yeah, you can always look it up.
But two of my other vehicles have custom vanity plates. So, I'll look into it. I am.
Yeah, I got the vanity plate. I couldn't think of anything cool to put, but it actually looks alright on there.
I missed mine because mine vanity plate was on the 2002 Winter Olympics license plate. I wish I still had that. That was, I don't know what happened to that license plate.
It was a seasonal thing.
No, the one that I had that said DVO on it. Like, I don't know where that
you mean
is.
that actual plate?
The actual plate that I had. I don't know where it is.
You should have framed it.
I wish I would have kept it. I mean, that would have been so awesome. But it's gone forever.
Yeah, it is. You're never going to get that back.
Never to be seen again.
What else has been going on? I don't know.
Your daughter just had a recital.
Oh, yeah, her piano recital. She's
piano recital.
fabulous.
She's a good little piano player.
Oh, yeah, she's really good. So much better than we ever were.
We took piano lessons
for many years.
10 years.
I probably took it for like 7 or 8.
I took it for 10 years. I can't play the piano at all. Yeah, like, bad.
It was kind of more like, I felt forced.
I
I first wanted to do it just because you were doing it.
I wanted to do it like the first or maybe the second year. Then I didn't want to do it again. I was forced to keep playing the piano.
And then when I started doing it, I started hating it. And then the practicing just turned into another chore.
Yeah, practicing the piano. So I remember, I think I was 14 or 15 when I stopped. I just told my mom, I'm not going anymore. And she goes, why not? And I said, I don't want to. She goes, one of my biggest regrets is that I never took piano lessons. I'm like, then you go take piano lessons. Like, why can't you go? And I just said, listen, you can keep paying if you want. I'm not going. I'm not practicing. I'm not going. I haven't practiced the piano, like done practices in years. I just went to the lessons once a week and I didn't practice.
I think it was the piano teacher that finally called our mom and told her, I don't think, like, what's the point of paying for lessons anymore? Because he doesn't want to do it.
Yeah.
He's not practicing. He doesn't want to. So why? So, like, with my daughter, I gave her the option, like, I'm not going to pay for this if you don't want to do it. So
no, it's good to give them, let them try it.
Yeah. So I'm like, of course, try it. And if you want to continue this, cool, I'll pay for it. If you don't like it and if you don't have the drive for it, no, find something else you want to do.
I totally agree with that.
But she loves it. She loves it. So, yeah, she's been all about it.
I think it's good to let kids just try it. Like, you don't know what they like till they try it. I mean, you obviously would like them to do things you like so you can maybe do it with them. But, if they don't like it, they don't like it. But they can try different things.
My mom didn't even take piano lessons with us.
She didn't, right? It's like, if you want. Like, I didn't regret not canceling. I didn't regret it.
Yeah,
I'm like, I should have quit this. I should have quit this years ago.
I should have quit this on year 1.
I just didn't care for it,
No kidding.
What I was into was guitar. She didn't want me to take guitar lessons, though. So that's what I was interested about.
I don't even know if I was interested in playing any instrument. I think it was just like, oh, my brother's playing piano. I want to play piano.
Yeah. I want to play football, too. Was I allowed to play football?
I don't know about not allowed. I remember they used to ask me.
No, they told me I count.
They used to ask me if I wanted to play any of those, and I remember just going, no, I know how to play.
They probably said, well, all right, we told Derek no, so maybe we'll let Dale. Because I tried to play football. They were like, we're not paying for it. I didn't have any money, so I was told I might break my neck. I don't know. It is what it is. It is what it is. But it's good. I think it's good that she at least she tried and she was into it and she kept with it.
Yeah, and she's kicking ass.
And then my daughter likes playing volleyball. Your daughter has started to play. She was a little self-conscious because she wasn't as good as a lot of people that played. We just told her you only get better if you keep playing. She stuck with it, kind of fighting through, not really knowing if she wanted to play or not. Now she loves playing all the time.
Yeah.
So it's always good to let them try things. Let kids try different things.
I'm all about it.
With our baby, I'm going to try whatever. I want to put her. I definitely want her
Jiu-jitsu.
So she can break arms and break noses. We've already established that. And this episode on another episode. So jiu-jitsu, breaking arms, breaking noses to defend herself. That's a given.
To protect her heart.
Yes. We try to put our oldest in. We did put her in taekwondo, and she just. I wanted her to do jiu-jitsu. She didn't want to do it. She did want to do taekwondo with her cousins. She just found it was okay. She quit after trying it once, but at least she tried. I was like, at least you tried. Doesn't hurt to try. She tried basketball. She wasn't into basketball, which I wish she would have, because then I could have played with her a little bit more. But she really liked ice skating, and she really likes volleyball. Which I love volleyball too, so that works for me.
I haven't played volleyball in a long time. I love it though.
It's so fun. I love volleyball. It's so fun. I mean, speaking of kids, let's talk about this story.
Okay.
So there's a story that comes. You want to take a guess where a crazy ass story is coming out of?
Oh, it's always Florida.
It's always Florida. Okay. This young girl, 6 years old. I'm getting pissed thinking about it. So, 6 years old. She damages a school computer. Less than $50 of damage. They call the mom. Tell her she's going to get paddled. And there's going to be a deputy there. Mom doesn't understand what's happening, okay? Mom's English not so great. In fact, in the interview, she doesn't even speak English. She's speaking Spanish the whole interview, and they have subtitles. Mom gets there. It's the principal and another faculty member, not a deputy like they said. And they make this young girl put her hands on the desk, butt outward.
She's 6.
She's 6, and a wooden paddle, they whoop her 3 times.
That first one was hard.
Yes. The first one's hard. The kid jumped up, turned around, was like, no. And they said, no, you got to do it. And then they paddled her twice more. And the mom didn't know what to do. Because she was like, I don't want to get in trouble. I don't want to say anything. Which I would have, right? But I have to sympathize with this mom. She doesn't speak English. She doesn't know, is this the way they do it here? It's hard to put yourself in those shoes, right? And I'm not judging the mom one bit. I mean, I know I would have stopped it. That's me. I know me. I'm not judging this mom.
I would have jumped up and whooped that.
The principal?
Ass.
I would have grabbed the paddle and wrapped her saggy boobs with it. You know what I mean? I kind of read the story and I was like, oh, yeah, that kind of sucks. And then I watched the video and I got pissed. I got so pissed watching that video. And so the mom just said, I didn't know what to do. I didn't know what is this normal. So all I could do was just record it and turn it in. That's what she did. She turned it in. So I don't judge the mom. She recorded and she turned it in. The headline said mom recorded. No, the headline said something like principal paddles student while mom films. So I was like, wait, what's going on? Now I know what happened. I read the story. I don't like the headline either. The headline makes it look bad on the mom. Again, I don't judge the mom. What do you think? Do you think the mom did the right thing?
I think being from another country and not knowing what was being said to her.
Yeah.
She was kind of probably just more in shock at what's happening.
I could see her being in shock. Yeah.
And then,
that's pretty shocking video.
And good thing that she recorded it. And I think she was probably just too scared to intervene.
Uh-huh.
Just because, she might feel like she might get kicked out of the school.
Right.
Or she might get arrested maybe.
Mm-hmm.
So I could see her being scared. But me being a parent, I would have just beat that person's ass.
Yeah. And part of me was thinking, okay, when it said the student damaged the computer, I was thinking, did she literally did she get in a fight with the teacher, stand up and smash the computer, and it caused so much damage? And the mom's like, you know what, you need this punishment, and she recorded so that's kind of where my head was going when I heard that title. And I was like, gosh, I don't know, these Floridians really are weird. Let me keep reading the story. And then to find out the mom just was like, I didn't know what to do. Like, all I could do was basically just record and turn it in. And I don't blame her. Like, I'm not judging her. Of course, like I said, I would have jumped in and stopped it. But I'm not blaming that mom. She didn't know what to do. So, oh my gosh, it drives me crazy. Like, and in the story, it said the principal, what she do? Oh, it was kind of funny. It said an elementary school principal went full 19th century headmaster on a 6-year-old student.
So who paddles? Who even has a paddle anymore?
That was where, when you were about to ask, I was going to jump in with that. Who has a paddle? Not why are we paddling? Who has one?
It's usually like an antique thing. Like the school will have like as a time capsule thing. Like we used to beat kids' asses. FYI, just so y'all know, this is what things used to happen around here.
That's what's right. Because I remember. I can't remember. Gosh, I can't remember if it was a gym teacher or a mechanic teacher, like at school, and they had one of those, but it was hanging on the wall as like it was
memento.
It was more of a funny scare tactic. It was like a scare tactic in a funny way because we knew it would never have been used.
Exactly.
It was just like a funny thing. Like I think he even said rump thumper on it or something like that. It was a funny thing, but not literally something. So the mom turned it in too, so that she could say to get investigated. Is this happening with other students? So she was almost kind of, in a way, sacrificing her daughter. And I don't mean that in a bad way. I don't mean that in a judging way against the mom, but as a way to say, hey, let's stop this from happening with other students. Because there's no reason to paddle a child.
Did it say anything about if
it's being investigated.
Oh, it is?
It is being investigated, yeah. And me. Okay, so going back to our mom forcing us to have piano lessons for many years, right? It wasn't that torturous, right? I mean, for our age, it felt like torture, but it wasn't, right? We're playing a piano.
I guess it was more chores.
Yeah, it was just like an extra chore, right? Now, like most kids in the 80s, we did get hit. We got spanked. I don't know any kids in the 80s that didn't get spanked. It was common. Am I mad at my mom and dad for spanking me? No. Are you?
No, I'm respectful as shit.
Yeah, like I actually even I deserved it. Like I didn't get hit for no reason.
I think I learned from that though, how to discipline my daughter without beating her ass.
Yeah, you know what? All right, if you're a parent and you're listening, there's no book on parenting,
nope.
Right? There's no clear cut. I mean, there's lots of books.
There's tons of books, but they're all based off of someone's opinion.
They're all opinion. Yeah, you're exactly right. It is. So there's no right or wrong way, but you take your experiences. So I've taken my experiences as a kid. I've taken my experiences as a stepdad. I've taken my experiences as an uncle, as a leader, as a manager. Like I've taken all these experiences and incorporated them into like my parenting. And me, I feel comfortable saying, I have a baby. I have a 17-year-old who I've never hit. I have a baby, and I have zero intentions of hitting either one of them ever. Now, am I mad at a parent for spanking their kid? As long as they're not beating their kid, I'm not that mad about it. But I just feel in the 21st century, I don't need to hit my girls. And I think me as a bigger, stronger man, I definitely don't want to because I don't want them to think in the future that it's okay for a guy to hit a girl as like a disciplinary, So I have just chosen I don't need to do that. One thing that we did with our oldest, we did the timeout thing, but I just made her do push-ups. Like do 10 push-ups. Do 10 push-ups. So it was also like a workout.
I was able to, I think the worst I've ever done was I think I probably swatted her butt once as a baby. Like a little kid, just doing some real bad shit. And I think the last thing I ever did when she was little was tapped her hand, patted her wrist, and she freaked out. It was the worst thing ever. But I mean, I just got it to the point where if I'm upset, that upsets her.
Yeah.
So the other day, I brought home some desserts, right?
Okay.
And
tell us what kind of desserts.
It was from this pie place called Flake.
Okay.
It's amazing.
They're mini pies.
Mini pies, they're so good.
Yeah, you can give them 2 bites if you wanted.
Anyways, I brought home a couple.
Yeah.
And
You said, these are mine, and hit her.
so, get down here. You see these? Hit her. Don't you ever touch these. No. No, so anyways, I called her down as if I was pissed. Well, get down here. So I get home, I call her down as if I'm pissed. She comes downstairs like all like heart's racing as if she's in trouble. And as soon as she comes downstairs, I just open up the pies and look what I got. And she's just like, you freaked me out. She's like, my heart's racing right now. She just freaked out that I was mad. So she knows not to piss me off.
Right.
And I never get pissed off.
Right.
Like, it takes a lot for me to get pissed off. So if I'm ever pissed off, yeah, she better be scared.
That means she did something really bad, though, too.
Oh, yeah. That means...
So she shouldn't be that surprised then, either.
But she was probably, I probably got blamed for something I didn't do.
That's funny. Oh, that is funny. All right, let's go to the next topic. You want to talk about the show that you watched.
Oh,
tell me about it.
Speaking of things we did, I watched this new show on Amazon Prime from the same comic creator as The Walking Dead.
What's his name again?
Robert Kirkman.
Yes, Kirkman, yes.
And he created this comic called Invincible.
Okay.
It's pretty damn
Is
good.
it new?
It's new, yes.
Okay.
And this comic, it's kind of based off of well-known DC comic heroes. And it's kind of...
But it's not part of DC.
Not at all.
Okay.
No, it's its own thing. Just like The Walking Dead, it's its own thing.
Okay.
It's its own thing. Robert Kirkman makes his own shit. And so, this one has this man who is named Omni-Man.
Okay.
And Omni-Man is kind of like a Superman character.
Okay.
Comes from another planet. Except, this planet isn't like Krypton where it blows up and everyone dies and he's the last one. It's where everybody on this planet has these superhuman abilities.
Okay.
And everyone learns how to like use them and become the best at them, and then they all become a savior of a planet.
Oh. Okay.
And so he's Earth's.
Okay.
And there's all these other superheroes on Earth, and they all belong to little teams. There's like the best of the best, and that's like the team that everyone wants to be on.
Okay.
And then there's all these other smaller teams, and they kind of help.
This is a cartoon?
Yes, it's a cartoon. It's like an American anime, and it's pretty badass. So anyways, there's this elite team, and a lot of the members kind of are resemblance of the Justice League.
Okay.
Except there's a few other characters that you're like, who the hell? But anyways, it kind of starts off. This whole show just starts off with Omni-Man killing everybody.
Oh.
And these are his friends.
Are these superheroes? Or
These
aliens?
superheroes.
They're aliens, though, right?
No, I mean, there's other parts of this series where they show us a bunch of aliens, but
Okay.
in this first episode, it's this super team that are all like the elite team, and he just kills them all.
So is he like the Superman?
Yes, he's
Okay.
like the Superman, and
This reminds me of The Boys on Prime.
yes,
Okay.
yes. So this is if you think of like a Justice League cartoon
Okay.
and The Boys and mix them together,
Okay.
that's how this cartoon is.
So I saw bits of the trailer, didn't really catch my interest, but now you say it like that, like the Justice League meets The Boys. I'm very
It's
interested.
badass.
Okay.
And then, so that's kind of how the whole thing starts off.
Nice.
And now it's all about why is this team killed? In the process of him killing this team, he gets his ass handed to him by the team.
Okay.
Because they're like elite, you know,
Uh-huh.
and they beat his ass to a point on top of him trying to kill them all. So he's got his ass beat, and then he killed everybody else. So they're trying to keep him alive and trying to figure out what happened, who killed everybody. And then, since he's been on Earth, he met somebody and had a kid. And now his kid is who Invincible is, and he's doesn't have his powers yet. And then as he's like kind of going through puberty, he starts getting his powers.
Got it.
And now his dad is helping him learn about his powers. And this whole thing is getting investigated about who killed this super team. And he's denying, Omni-Man is denying having anything to do with it.
Got it.
And so now you're like learning about why, and following Invincible and his whole journey of finding out who he is
Okay.
and his abilities. It's a badass show.
Okay. I'm gonna check it out.
See, now you want to see it, huh?
I do want to see it. Okay.
It's pretty gory too.
Okay, I do want to see it. All right, I'm gonna watch that show.
Okay, so highly recommend that.
You got me into it.
Highly recommend Invincible. I'm probably gonna rewatch it again when I think this season just ended. So the first season just ended. So yeah.
How many episodes?
9, 8 or 9.
That's a good amount. I'm just still watching Falcon and the Winter Soldier on Disney+.
I just finished that.
There's only 6 episodes.
It ended really well.
Okay, so I'm on the 5th. So I'm close.
Oh, okay. Yeah, last episode. Okay, we should talk about that next episode.
Okay, all right. I'll have it done by then.
Because I think you were talking about how. Oh, we'll just talk about it later.
Okay,
I'm gonna get too much into it.
Okay.
All right, let's talk about something funny that I just saw.
All right. I like funny stuff.
Mr. Steve Urkel.
Yes, I know him.
Did I do that?
Got any cheese?
Where did that come from? You got any cheese?
He just like cheese when he was at Winslow's house. One of those little girls got into porn. Did you know that?
The littlest.
So the youngest little girl.
Yeah, I did know that. That's ancient.
Yeah, that's interesting.
That's a whole other topic.
Yeah.
So, anyways, Steve Urkel, Jaleel White.
Yes.
He decided to. I should have actually pulled up more on this before this episode. But anyways, he combined with this brand of cannabis.
Okay.
To for him to be the name and brand of Purple Urkel, the cannabis strain.
Urkel.
Urkel. I mean, if y'all know, you know. Y'all smokers out there, you know what's up. There's that strain out there. You've heard of it. Well, now he's going to be the actual Urkel himself.
Yeah. Is
going to be the face of that strain.
Okay, I'm going to go slightly off topic, but it's kind of funny. It's related to our whole podcast. Back to piano lessons.
Okay.
One of the reasons why I finally just told our mom, no, that's it, I'm not going anymore, was my very last piano lesson. Before I went to it, I actually went in the backyard of the house we lived in growing up. I went into the little tool shed, and I smoked a pretty big bowl of weed. Okay?
Okay.
I'm like 14 or something like that. And it was one of the last times I ever did, actually, too. I'll say right now, I'm not a big fan of marijuana, like partaking of it. I'm just, I don't know, I'm just not a big fan.
Some people just...
Yeah, it just hits me in a way that I'm just not a fan of. So...
Hits me the right way.
So I hit this bowl up, okay? Just me by myself.
Probably out of tinfoil.
Yes, out of tinfoil. I walked to our piano lesson, because it was like a block away, right? It wasn't far.
Yeah.
I walked there. And I'm sitting there, and I can't even do my scales. Because every time we would play, like the first thing we do is like do like a warm-up with our fingers and play the scales. This is something we did every week, right? I couldn't do it. I couldn't play the scales. Like, I'm gone. Like, I don't remember. I'm like, I don't know what's going on. Like, I couldn't even feel my hands. They were like numb.
Some people just can't handle it.
And so she was like, I don't know what's going on with you today. You're just kind of way off. And I'm like, yeah, I'm gone. So she's like, all right, we'll come back together next week. And I was walking home, and that's when I said, I'm not going back. I'm done. So that is actually the last time I did play the piano was that moment right there.
And I'll tell you what, you weren't smoking.
What?
Purple Urkel.
That's right.
It was probably some Mexican brickweed.
I bought it from some Mexicans.
It was probably in a brick shape.
It was in a baggie.
Full of seeds.
Probably. It was.
Of course it was.
Yeah.
That get something and start hitting shelves till way later.
Way later. So, sorry, I thought it would be a funny correlation there.
Yeah, piano and the good stuff.
No.
So anyways, how funny is that though? Urkel.
I think it's great.
I think it's way funny that the actual like brands are getting into like people and brands and like, well, one brand that didn't like it was Gorilla Glue. They actually made the strain change their name. So
when you say brands, you're talking about literal brands, like the brand Gorilla Glue that makes the sticky stuff.
Yeah, the actual glue
to fix things.
Yeah, the actual Gorilla Glue.
So they made their own sticky icky.
No, there's a strain called Gorilla Glue.
Oh,
but the brand didn't like it.
Okay.
So they made them change their name.
I thought the brand was part of doing it. Okay.
No. But some brands like that stuff, and then some brands don't like to be affiliated. Sure. But then you got some people that want to be affiliated with it, and this is perfect because there was already a strain that somebody coined and gave the name Purple Urkel. Had nothing to do with Steve Urkel or anything.
Oh, but he got on board with it.
But yeah, because this came out, probably that strain probably's been around for a decade or so. But anyways, then just recently,
you knew of it.
Yeah, I know all sorts of things.
Okay.
I'm hip. I'm hip to the streets.
You got a card.
Yeah, I do got a card.
You got a medical card. You're good.
Of course. Yeah, I'm hip. So yeah, things like that where like celebrities and people can like get into it and be a part of it, and then be a face of it like that is pretty badass.
Do you know of any other celebrities that have also have their own strain or jumped on board with the strain?
Payton.
Gary Payton?
Mm-hmm.
What's it called?
Gary Payton.
Oh, okay. That's
it is lame, but it's a very well known strain.
What was his name? The Hand?
I don't even know. I never knew that Gary Payton had
a
a
mouth. What was his name? The Hand?
I don't know.
The Glove? God, I can't remember.
I have no idea, and I've never heard of this. None of that sounds familiar to me at all.
Okay.
So anyway, yeah, but he has his own strain, and but it's just called Gary Payton. But it's a well-known one that is very potent. So if someone says it's Gary Payton, then you know it's
the Glove. So I was right the third time. The Glove.
Oh, okay.
I'm a big fan of 90s basketball, which we've talked about before on this.
There's some more, but I'm not gonna sit here and try to think of it all.
That's fine. I just wanted to.
Yeah, I know. But Gary Payton was off the top of my head.
Okay. All right. The Glove. See, that would have been a cool name. Like I don't know what rhymes with.
Well, so since he has his own, he might have different variants of his strain, and we'll probably call something the Glove.
They should. That'd be better. Like Purple Urkel. That's genius. I think that's genius. That's a good one. Mm-hmm. That's funny. So he's on board. So why is it purple? Because if you're not very familiar with marijuana, right, you just think it's green, right? It's just green.
Yeah. Well, depending on the strain and depending on the lighting, you can bring out different hues of color. So some like that strain itself is known to have more of a purple hue.
Yeah.
So if the lighting's right, you're gonna have a lot of purple shrubbery.
It does look good. I love the way marijuana looks. I love the smell of it when it's organically just right there. I like the smell of it. I'm not opposed to people doing it. I just don't like it for me. It's just something my body just says, nah, I don't like this. So
my body's like, you know what? You need more of this.
You need this.
This does everything good for you. And it does. It does.
That's good though. That's good. Good for him. Good old Urkel. Good old Steve Urkel. Or Stefan Urkel.
Oh yeah, Stefan Urkel.
That's funny. Your next one?
Oh, yeah, so tell me about that.
So, last episode, so me and you were way off on things, right? I called people Oriental, and you were like, don't call people Oriental. I'm like, what's wrong with that? So we looked it up, and you were saying, because there's the Orient Sea, and around the Orient Sea, there was the trading, and that's why they called them that. Well, there's no such thing as the Orient Sea.
No, it's not the Orient Sea, it's just the trading route.
So you were wrong about that. And we looked it up. It's not racist to call someone Oriental. It's just very outdated.
Yeah.
So I look very outdated. You were way off on your explanation.
Well, I'm
anyway,
not a Voyager. I don't travel.
Right. So it was funny. Like when we were done with the last episode, we looked into it. We're like, okay, we both are kind of idiots. Anyway,
I was laughing pretty hard.
Yeah. But actually, May is Asian American Pacific Islander Month, AAPI. So most people know February is Black History Month.
You mean it's Oriental Appreciation Month?
But why? I'm curious why people might be curious. Why is it Asian American and Pacific Islander? So if you've ever been to prison, you know there are categories, right? There's white, black, Latino, and others. And others are mostly the Asians and Pacific Islanders. That's mostly it. And so this month is Asian American Pacific Islander Month, AAPI. I like to think why maybe Asians and Pacific Islanders are kind of grouped together. Again, this is just my opinion, is because of Filipinos. I like to think that. Because
we're both.
We're both. Same with Indonesia, but mostly Filipinos kind of talk about it. Because some will... Okay, some don't claim to be Asian, am I right? Some Filipinos will be like, nah, I'm not really Asian.
Yeah, but it's kind of hard to say that when your roots and culture come from Malaysia.
In China.
Yes.
But because the Spain dominance for so long diluted a lot of that.
Well, the original people that were there before the Malaysia integration and all that, they were more like a mountain island people, short, dark skin, curly hair.
Yeah.
And then Asian influence and change and evolution, and then Spanish influence and all that.
And I think that really diluted a lot of it too. And so I think, a lot of Filipinos, they will say we're not Asian. And yes, Filipinos are Asian. They will say we're Pacific Islanders.
Also, right?
Also true, because we're an island in the Pacific.
So is Japanese too. But
and Indonesia.
No one ever talks about Japan being...
Because they look Oriental.
Because they look Oriental.
Oh, sorry. I have to make fun of myself. I'm sorry.
You're right.
But that's why I think Filipinos are the one that kind of coined this whole thing, like this mix. And we're all together here.
When you say that this is the month, it makes me think, no, it's not. It should be August. Just because I always think about the Island Festival in San Diego being in August.
Right.
And that should be the month.
And will Mexicans get mad? Like, no, this should be the Latino month because we have Cinco de Mayo. Because there's no, like, Latino month, I don't think.
There probably is now. We just don't know about it.
Maybe. But I want to play this video. It's a YouTube video from Morgan Freeman. Oh, where'd it go?
Probably got sick of you.
Because I haven't had it up for a while, so it reset itself. Why does it do that? But you tell me, what do you think of, like, this Asian American Pacific Islander Month or Black History Month?
What do I think about it?
Yeah, like doing something like that.
I think... Well, I think it's meant to bring awareness of things, but to what extent is it trying to bring awareness to, and is it necessary to make a month dedicated to it, and why not just make it like a normal, let's normalize not being a dick to everybody.
So I kind of think of this going back to our whole topic we had about Black Lives Matter, All Lives Matter. So when someone says Black Lives Matter, they're bringing up a certain point, right? Like a certain I don't know, color. I don't know what you want to call it, race, whatever, is kind of
in need of attention.
Yeah, right, because of violence. And when someone says so that's not saying only Black Lives Matter. They're just trying to bring awareness, right? And when someone says all lives matter, I think it's the intention behind it. If you're saying yes, Black Lives Matter and all lives matter, and all these lives matter, that's also true. We shouldn't get mad at each other. We should just agree that all lives should matter, including Black lives, including brown lives, including white lives, everyone, right? So again, it's intention, right? I think people get so wrapped up in their opinion that they forget intention. Intention's important.
Well, they forget empathy. And
exactly.
That's what lacks big time.
Right.
Empathy.
So I want to play this interview that Morgan Freeman did with 60 Minutes and Mike Wallace. And anyway, I like it, so I'm going to play it real quick.
Black History Month you find ridiculous. Why? You're going to relegate my history to a month? Oh, come on. What do you do with yours? Which month is White History Month? Well, come on. Tell me. Well, I'm Jewish. Okay. Which month is Jewish History Month? There isn't one. Oh. Why not? Yeah. Do you want one? No. want a Black History Month. Black history is American history.
How are we going to get rid of racism and
Stop talking about it. I'm going to stop calling you a white man.
Yep.
And I'm going to ask you to stop calling me a black man. I know you as Mike Wallace. You know me as Morgan Freeman.
No.
So what do you think about that?
I agree with that 100%.
And how can you not be mad listening to Morgan Freeman talk, right? How can you not disagree with him? And I hope if you guys are watching on YouTube, I hope you can hear that clearly. I'm sorry if you don't, but hopefully you can.
But no, I agree with that. Where I hate reading that in headlines when you see somebody's race mentioned in the headlines.
Yes.
And it's like, what is the purpose of mentioning that besides creating controversy and creating some type of emotion to bring up somebody's anger over that race, like, or bring up somebody's like stereotypes or prejudices.
Good one. Yeah, good one. Yeah.
And just because, it says it's a black guy that did this, like, must, somebody who's already has a bias or racist mentality reads that and they're going to go off the rail, and this is why they're so bad.
Good one. That's good.
Things like that really bother me, reading things like that, or like headlines that are left-leaning or right-leaning, and the way they word their headlines, and it's just like meant to piss you off more about why you hate this other side.
Yeah.
Oh, I hate this shit.
So I like what Morgan Freeman said there when he said, why delegate my history to a month? Why can't it just be American history? Why can't American history just be taught all the time? American history.
That's what I was saying.
Yeah.
Like, why does it have to be like only that month that it gets brought up?
Exactly. Because what it's done is it kind of puts, for example, let's just say like a teacher, anything related to, an African American that's done something great in history, you want to now save that for February instead of just talking about it in March or April because you just kind of went along with your curriculum. Right. You know what I mean? Instead of going along with the curriculum, well, hold on, I got to kind of hold this for February.
Yeah, that just doesn't make any sense.
No, if American history is American history. And for me, like this Asian American Pacific Islander month, I don't actually see the point.
I don't see the point in, like, what are they going to talk about? Like, what is that going to do for, like, school education? I mean...
Right.
It's...
I'm just looking at it like, okay, does that mean we can have some cool festivals? Because that would be cool.
Well, there's already festivals for that. Like,
I mean, here in my town. Well, actually, there is too.
Yeah, that's always been in June.
Mm-hmm.
That was June here.
I'm not mad at it because maybe the point is let's bring awareness because like we talked about last episode to stop Asian hate. If that's a problem, we should bring some awareness to it.
It's more of an education and an uneducation thing. You have uneducated people listening to uneducated rhetoric, and then they go through and do something stupid about it.
Yeah. And
if you, like, have somebody smart talking and explain things to people so they don't do dumb things, having somebody smart talking and being in the limelight makes a huge difference.
Sure.
And the words they use and the choices they make when they say things to the public.
Like what Morgan Freeman just did in this video.
Yes.
Because the way he said it, I mean, it was perfectly. Why, relegate my black history to just 1 month? In fact, don't even call me a black man. Just call me, basically saying, just call me a person. Just call me Morgan Freeman.
Exactly what I mean, yeah.
Just call me Morgan Freeman, because that's my name. I'm not going to call you a white man or a Jewish man. Like he said, ask Mike Wallace. He was like, do you want a Jewish month? No. Exactly. I don't want one either.
Yeah.
Did I ask for this Asian American Pacific Islander month? No. But here we are. And you're right. What is going to be the purpose? I don't know. If it's to bring awareness to stop Asian hate, because I agree that we need to stop all hate. Oh, am I bad for saying stop all hate?
I think...
Again, it's my intention, right?
What's the most that they would do with that in elementary school is probably play Mulan and Raya for the kids. Just for... It's Friday, kids. There's a movie for Asian American History Month.
And Johnny Tsunami.
Johnny Tsunami. No, Johnny Lingo.
Johnny Lingo.
Yep. Johnny Lingo.
So, yeah. But no, but again, it's intention. So was the intentions for creating this month for the awareness? Then I'm okay with that. But do we need, I don't know, do we need to do but again, like Morgan Freeman said, do we need to do a month every year for the rest of our lives now? Maybe it's good to bring this awareness now, but we should get to a point where we talk about maybe ending it and just yeah, like you said, just stop the hate and just have appreciation for everyone that's done great things in the world that have impacted our lives. Because furikake is awesome, and it's a mix of Japan and Hawaiian flavors. It's great.
So many mixes that are the best flavors.
Like us.
Yes, we're the best flavor you've ever had a taste.
But so...
Oh, dirty.
Well, anyway, that was just my 2 cents about it. You know, hopefully, it brings awareness. I mean, it's kind of cool just because I'm like, I want awesome festivals to happen because of it. That's just where my head goes.
Festivals.
Because I want some otai, and I want some, what else sounds good? Noodle bowls are always great, so. I always go to the food of every country, I guess. That's just me. I go to the food of every country.
Always.
Maybe that's what we need more of. More food of different countries so doesn't like food bring people together? I think it does. Food brings people together.
Yeah.
You just need go try different foods from different
Food truck rallies.
Oh man, yeah, great options there. Okay, we just went to a food truck rally nearby here Thursday. Me and my wife, and they had a truck I haven't seen before. It was a Caribbean truck. Have you seen it?
Mm-mm.
So it's a Caribbean truck, and they had some jerk chicken and some other things. So it's basically a few foods from different countries around the Caribbean, and I just wasn't in the mood for that kind of food at that moment, so I didn't get it. But the lines were crazy long. There's always long lines at those. That's the answer right there. I think food is the answer. We're munching on food right now, actually, during this podcast. Food's the answer to ending racism. I've figured it out. Food is the answer.
Okay. So
eat food with people from different countries and have their food with them, and you'll fall in love with them. Am I wrong?
Well, racism is really the stupidest thing ever, anyways.
It really is.
Like just hating somebody for no reason.
No, that's more old-fashioned. Just hating someone just for their skin color.
Yeah. Or they were born in another country.
Yeah. Go on, get
out of here. You don't belong here.
Well, that's our 2 cents from the Buko Boys.
Yeah, that's all for that. Well, what else we got for today?
Well, as we end, this will air the week right before Mother's Day. So first of all, a huge shout out to our mother, Maria Van Otten, who birthed 2 wonderful boys, Buko Boys.
Yeah.
We love you. We have some fun plans for her. Shout out to the mother of my kids, my wonderful wife Edna. She's amazing. Shout out to her. And then to all of you mothers that are listening and all over the world.
Happy Mother's Day, everybody.
All right. Talk to you later. Bye.